This is what I call the bombardment approach. And maybe you've called it that as well. Find your target and get them, a little bit like hunting. But what's coming? How could we really look at things differently? And that's what we wanted to introduce today. We're talking about something called persona planning. Persona planning is the idea of a match, getting the message, and getting the target to actually be the carrier pigeon for the message. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what communication vehicles this person uses. Are they a Twitterer? I mean, we're having a discussion over lunch, you know, well, one person uses LinkedIn, one uses Facebook, one uses Nexo, and feels very strongly about which ones they use. So you want to know what communication vehicles your target's using. I'm going to take a very specific example using an age-old problem to start, a mother fighting with a daughter. I was at a media conference similar to this, where an NBC executive was telling a story about dropping her daughter off at college. And as an NBC, a major network in US, brought the television right into her daughter's room. And her daughter said, "Mom, I don't want a television." And her mother said, "How could you not want a television?" And they fought about it, and the mother installed the television in the girl's room. The girl said, "I can get everything I need on the internet." So this is a pretty telling example. But so how, if I'm Baja Fresh, we're going to try to reach this girl, who we're going to call Jenny for today, reach this daughter. And there was a campaign. This is a Mexican grill, Mexican healthy fast food, very, very big chain. It's getting bigger in the US. And they did something that was kind of like the persona approach. They used an approach that was very effective using the communication vehicles. And we'll see how they did that. So how do I reach Jenny? She threw out her television, but she's still watching, has content on her internet. She's got, well, let's take a look at what she's doing. Well, an expanded traditional approach, which is what, just including digital, with your outdoor, your print, your TV, and press. We're just going to expand that target, or precision marketing. But we don't want just Jenny, because that's not enough. Maybe we want some of her friends as well. And again, Jenny's a young example, but I do want to, I know you all know this, but just to reiterate, it's not just college students, young people that are doing this. I saw a 75-year-old man reading for an entire 9-hour plane ride on his Kindle, which is a digital book reader, and I was the one struggling with the newspaper bigger than my seat. So it's not age dependent, but I'm just taking an example. And we're going to start with, then once we know who our target is, so in this case the college crowd, we want to know what media they consume, what they're watching, what they're reading, and digital, including digital. And this is just a quick snapshot from Quantcast, which gives free information on targets that are for different sites on the internet. And this is just showing that females 18 to 34 with no kids tend to be on Facebook. Not a surprise. And we would just add digital to our regular media mix. So this is what's happening. But now if we're going to look at it from a persona planning approach, we're going to start in a different place. We want to know what our target's communication channels are. So we want to know, is she a blogger? Is she a Twitterer? A tweeter? Is she how much is she using email and Facebook? Then we want to know how much time is spent in search. Probably a lot, if she's in college, getting all her term papers. How much time in texting? People text in class quite a bit. Superphones, what applications she might be using. Word of mouth and buzz, how involved in all that is she. And then new metrics. Beyond reach and frequency to find Jenny. One of the things we've been hearing at conferences and from our clients, half our clients are happy with reach and frequency, and then we have a bunch saying, I don't care about reach and frequency, don't even tell me, I want to know impact. Okay, well, what do you mean by impact? Well, I don't know, I just don't want reach and frequency. So they don't know, but we have to find out what they want, what they mean. So here's a start at that. Some of the new metrics that we're looking at are sociability. We'll go into each of these a little bit. Receptiveness, how receptive someone might be to an ad. Exposure probability. Involvement, how, we've talked about kind of engagement. Reach velocity, now the speed of a message, how fast it's going. And daily reach and daily frequency. And some digital planners are already speaking this way. So some of these, nothing's new under the sun. Although I was a little embarrassed when I opened up the, in the store here, there's a guide on all the animals in the park. And there's different or different grades on each of the animals, and one of the things they measure sociability for each animal. They measure habitat, migration patterns, and activity period. And I thought, that's not so bad. Migration patterns, you know, how much people travel, when their activity periods are, it actually could work for us too. But I don't want to steal it from the guide at the park.